Welcome to ETFinalScore.com, your source for all the highlight stats and stories and scores from around East Texas high school football. With your host, Eric Sullivan.
What's up, everybody? Round 2 of the playoffs kicked off tonight. Still plenty of local teams here in East Texas still alive. We have it all covered for you over the next 30 minutes here on the ET Final Score football show. Jeff Schaefer was in Mesquite tonight with Gilmer, the Tyler Paper in Rockwall with the JT Lions, plus much, much more. And we've got to get some final scores in and playoff matchups. The best way to do it, or pictures to us. Go to our Twitter handle at ETFinalScore. We'll be showing our live Twitter feed all throughout the show, so get on it ASAP. Now we start with the John Tyler Lions, and what an impressive win they had over Texas High last week in the opening round of the playoffs. Tonight in Rockwall, taking on Mansfield Summit, and here come the JT Lions, looking to just keep it going after an outstanding second half a week ago. Early on in this one, that's my guy, Jeremy Wilson, touchdown number 1 on the night. He gets in. John Tyler's on the board. Jordan Owens, diving interception right there from the Cujo defense. Great job by Jordan. Then Gio McAllister will dump off to guess who? Jeremy Wilson. If this guy isn't the MVP of the JT Lions, I don't know who it could be. That is another touchdown. And your final score is going to be those JT Lions moving on 44-27, winning over in Rockwall. We go back out to Rockwall, where Travis Yosting joins us from the Tyler Paper and ETFinalScore.com website. And Travis, let's start with the beginning of this game, where JT looked so much better than they did a week ago, correct?
Definitely. You know, they had a couple slow starts to the last couple games, but they absolutely dominated the first quarter. They ran 22 plays for 150 yards, while the Jaguars had run 7 plays for 3 yards at the start of the game.
Travis, we're only going into round 3 here, but is John Tyler playing their best football of the year right now?
I think so. They're starting to pick up a little steam ever since that Ennis loss, and the way they played, especially in that first half and the second half against Texas High, they're going to be tough to beat.
All right, let's get it set up. Where are we going? What location, what time, what team? Do you have it yet for JT's round 3 game?
Well, they're going to be playing Rockwall Heath next Friday. Not quite sure on the exact time and the location. Coach Holmes said they wanted to play at Baylor's at McLean Stadium, though.
All right. Well, Travis, great job as always. You will, of course, be there, as always, covering JT Lions for us. All right, let's move on now to the Marshall Mavericks. And they were not scared of Nacogdoches last Friday night, scoring 67 points in their return to the playoffs. Tonight, here at the Rose, taking on Dallas South Oak Cliff. Let's get to the highlights. There's the Marshall Maverick cheerleaders fired up and ready, and this is the big guy, Antonio Washington, taking down the South Oak Cliff quarterback. Down 5-0 though, Marshall was. They had a safety and a field goal. David Johnson, we got to show you J.F. Thomas's one-handed catch. That's impressive right there, young man. Coach Arbor says we got to get something going on the kickoff. Here we go. John Love, on the kickoff. Big gain right there. That would get the Mavericks in pretty good field position. They go right back to the ground game. This is their workhorse right here, Mr. Cameron Holler, getting it out of bounds right there. Good job. Chavis Mills gets into the action as he would start gashing. There's Holler right there, with the big run. Then Chavis would get it after that. The Golden Bears had no answer for this read option right here. Go, Mills, go. Getting it right down to the 15-yard line. The Golden Bears can't stop Mr. Cameron Hall now as he gets into the touchdown. Keeps grinding to get in. Way to go, Cameron. That made it 12-7. Marshall back in the football game. But this guy right here is so good. Jordan Stevenson is he's D1 bound, folks. Touchdown, and boy, Marshall just couldn't recover right there. Final score in this one is going to be the Mavericks going down 55-35. Their season comes to an end, but you get the sense Marshall is building and building under Coach Harper, and they're back where they belong, which is one of the better teams in all of East Texas. Let's get to Class 4A now. We have potentially a Gilmer-Gladewater showdown for next Friday. First things first, though, Gilmer had to deal with Waco Connolly tonight over in Mesquite. Buckeyes won 50-7 last Friday over Pleasant Grove. Plenty of offense in this one. McLean Carter right to Chase Fluellen right there. And then Chase Tate would get it for the touchdown run. They go for 2 and get it. Gilmer up 8-0. Defense gets a 3 and out. We go right back to work on offense. Carter to guess who? Perfect route. Not many high school guys could do that. Blake Lynch hauls it in. Then Blake Lynch doing what he does better than anybody in East Texas, finding the end zone and score as he keeps the snap himself. 15-0 Gilmer with the lead. Still first quarter. Carter to Mr. Lynch again. Sliding catch. What can this kid not do? And we forget there's Chris Boyd. He's going to be playing college football soon. He gets it in for the touchdown. 23-0 Gilmore, just dominating. Second quarter, the offense just keeps on rolling. McLean Carter, he just is the general of that offense, runs it so well. What a catch by Boyd. Able to tippy-toe and get a few extra yards. And then when you get this close to the end zone, you go right to Mr. Blake Lynch. Gilmer up 30-0. Look at the final, folks. This is not a misprint. 80-21. Gilmer dominating in Class 4A right now as they move on to round number 3. Right now, it's time to go back out to Mesquite with more on Gilmer's big win tonight, 80 points. They're 2-0 in the playoffs so far. Jeff Schaefer was our guy in Mesquite tonight, and he has more with the Buckeye players on their big round 2 playoff victory.
Eric, the Gilmer Buckeyes continue to roll. Gilmer stays alive, stays undefeated with a big win tonight over Waco Conley. I'm joined now by Gilmer's Chase Tate. Chase, now you got your team kind of started off fast early on. You score that first touchdown. How important is that to kind of get things going early on in a game like this?
It's very important to get our momentum up for the rest of the game. That's a game set.
What were you guys kind of seeing offensively? It seemed like whatever y'all were trying, it was working tonight.
All right, just snap, get the ball off fast, score, and get back to defense.
You touched on the momentum, grabbing the momentum in this game, but I mean, overall, your team has a ton of momentum. Obviously, undefeated on the season. I mean, what's the mood like? How is this team feeling as you just continue to go and move on to the next round of the playoffs?
We just feel like we're getting better and better as we go along in the journey.
All right, Chase, thank you so much for the time, and congrats on the win. Now, another guy who's scored plenty of touchdowns tonight and really throughout the entire season for Gilmer is Blake Lynch. Blake, just talk to me a little bit about, you score a few touchdowns tonight, and, we've seen you all season. You can do it catching passes, you can do it running, even throwing. I mean, do you have a preferred method of scoring for yourself?
Really, whatever my coaches ask me to do, I'm going to do it to my best ability. And I have the great playmakers around me that really just make it easy.
You mentioned all the playmakers, and we've talked about this before with your team. There's so many different weapons. I mean, how exciting, how fun is it for you to be just a part of this offense?
It's really exciting. I mean, every day in practice we go at it. We do good on good, one-on-ones. Every single day at practice we go at it, and it's just really exciting to get the ball in the playmakers' hands in space and to see what they do.
Expectations are always high for Gilmer teams. Did you envision you having not only being undefeated but having so much success? I mean, you've really dominated teams throughout this season.
It really just shows how hard we work in practice, in the off season, in the spring. We put in a lot of hours, and I knew we were going to be real good, but I think we're kind of shocking some people, and it really just shows how hard we work.
All right, well, Blake, thank you so much for the time. Congrats on the win. The Gilmer Buckeyes moving forward, staying undefeated tonight with the win over Waco Conley. Eric, back to you.
Wow. What can you say? Gilmer, just outstanding. All right, let's move on now. Like I mentioned, Gladewater, Gilmer likely going to play, but we'll check on the Bears in a minute. Let's go to Chapel Hill now. Last week, a gut check win over Huffman-Hargrave. Tonight, went way south to Conroe for a date with undefeated and top-ranked Navasota. These two programs always in the playoffs, and they always seem to meet. They did tonight. Rattlers knocking on the door early. Shelton Epler's pass picked off by Jabraylon Franklin. Man, that guy makes plays every Friday night. That kept the game 0-0. Later in the first, Connor Hitchcock. Look at the time. Rolls out, and that's his favorite target, Zach Walters. He waltzes in for the easy touchdowns. 7-0 Bulldogs. Do we have an upset in the making? Here comes the Rattlers. Epler avoiding the sack. Throws a strike to Sammy Blair. Takes a big shot from Jabraylon right there. He holds on to it. That tied it at 7. And, folks, I tell you what, Navasota is pretty good football team. As we go to the score there, they go on to beat Chapel Hill, ending their season 49-28. Quick note, though, don't forget about Chapel Hill. Lots of juniors on that football team. Quick trip to Longview for Gladewater tonight. Their round 2 opponent, Fairfield. Bears want their shot at Gilmer. They got to win tonight to get it. Nick Kensinger hands off to James Reese. Boy, that's how they do it up there at Gladewater. Just chunks at a time. This time, Darnell McKnight dragging people from Franklin for a 10-yard run. That would get him set up right here for end zone play. It's going to be James Reese getting the call. Got those big Gladewater Bear offensive linemen just blocking for him. He did some work right there. Good job, James Reese. Gladewater offing running right there. Now, Fairfield had a pretty good fight early on, but the Bears, folks, are the real deal. Final score in this one, 34-6. Gladewater Gilmer. Can't wait for that. All right, in Athens tonight, Forney, actually. Athens in Forney tonight, taking on unbeaten Kennydale. Athens had upset on their mind. Quarterback Chad Head goes to his big-time fullback, Logan Fuller. Man, he almost slipped out of that one. Gets chased down, though. Then Trayvon Fuller gets it. And this guy's going to break it out 15 yards. Trayvon, touchdown, 7-0 Hornets. They say we can win over Kennydale. Back to the offense we go. Head gives the ball to Devin Hall, another one of those outstanding running backs for the Athens Hornets. Big gain right there, but this drive would stall on downs. Chad Head puts it over to Trayvon Fuller. The next possession, trying to tie this football game up. Trayvon, find the end zone, son. He does. 53-yard touchdown. But Athens, folks, I mean, so close. They come up short 26-30. Wow, what a good effort right there. Their season comes to an end. Some scores from tonight. Liberty Isle won last night 49-36. Many thought El Campo would be all over Carthage. Bulldogs hang tight, but they fall 28-21. And then we have a couple more scores from the area tonight. No, we do not. It's those two right there. We've got more scores coming up. Don't worry about it. Saturday schedule looks like this. Longview and Mansfield will be hooking up at Rose Stadium at 3 o'clock. Henderson, looking good so far, will take on West Columbia. Tatum, Cold Springs. Minneota Commerce, also tomorrow. Atlanta and Cleveland Tarkington. Elysian Fields playing SNS Consolidated. And don't forget TK Gorman, Brook Hill over in West Rusk tomorrow at 4 o'clock. First break right now. More highlights, more scores coming up, including ARP, Union Grove, and Alto. You're also looking live at the ETFinalScore.com scoreboard. I get people talking about it all the time. Live scoreboard for live everything. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. The ARP Tigers blanked Hooks in the first round of the playoffs, 44-snap. Much tougher test tonight over in Roy City as they met up with 10-1 Gunter. Let's get to the highlights in this one. ARP down early in this one. Here comes Case Medlock handing off to Marcellus Johnson. Is this young man just done this year after year after year? Touchdown, ARP Tigers. Later, though, in the game, Gunter gets the ball looking to score. Trey Carr finds Hadley Johnson. That is a touchdown to the fullback. Never saw it coming. Gunter takes the lead just before half. ARP with the ball. Medlock to Johnson again. He's going to go down those sidelines. Come on, Marcellus. Can you do it again in the first half? He could go all the way and untouched. This one comes down to the wire, and ARP, Coach Irwin, I feel for you, buddy. They lose 35-28 in a tough one there. Over in Van tonight, U Springs Mustangs taking on Howell, right, to get to round number 3 at stake in this one. Early on in this one, first drive, it's going to be quarterback Malik Chisholm handing off to Fred Hopkins. Fred might do it. Fred does. Touchdown, 25-0. U Springs with the 8-0 lead after the touchdown right there. Back comes Joaquim Lopez pitching it to Andrew Griffin. That's a 22-yard touchdown for Howell. It's now 8-7. U Springs fighting right back. Chisholm hands off to T.I. Hopkins. T.I. has got a lane right here. Can he give the Mustangs the lead? Yes, he can. Touchdown, 34 yards out. Outstanding job. U Springs looking good in this one. And then Chisholm's going to keep it himself this time. Read option. Here he goes. 20 yards. Setting up another touchdown. And let's get to the final in this one. Howell coming back, though, to beat U Springs 50-32. Wascom has rolled through everybody so far this year. Tonight in Mount Pleasant to face a pretty good Leonard squad in this one. All right, Wascom up 10-7. 2 minutes ago, it's 4th and 2 before halftime. All else fails, go to the June Bug. June Bug Johnson. Oh, look at the juke there at the end. This guy is the real deal. 60-yard touchdown. Way to go into the break for the Wascom Wildcats. As we start the second half right here, it's going to be more running the football for Wascom. Man, the cutaways are slow in this one. Early on in that one, Dylan Benton. Wow, Dylan Benton. Looking like a tough dude right there, plowing through the defender. Very next play, when you get that running game going, you can always go to the play action. And it works right here. The quarterback, big pass down the field to Junebug. He gets it. He gets out of it and turns on the Jets. Another touchdown for the Wildcats and another victory for Wascom, 52-32. Crockett and Clifton, get those scores up, guys, 48-44. Crockett wins. Rogers all over Corrigan Canada 40-14. Winsboro in a tight one tonight early, but Whitesboro gets big in the second half to win 35-7. And Pilot Point knocks out New Boston. Kind of a surprise there, 35-13. All right, to Class 2A now, and after their first district championship since 1968, the Union Grove Lions deserved that first round bye. Well rested for tonight's All East Texas showdown with Lovelady. We had a lot of defense in this one. Board Panther Stadium we go. The field goal is blocked by Union Grove's Garrett Bowery. You got to make plays like that this time of year to keep your team alive. Meanwhile, the general, the captain of Union Grove, passing it off to Shane Brown, who is trying to get some yards. Boy, he took a shot right there. We go back to Shane Brown for Brown with a run here, sticking with him. And then Tristan Thompson doing what he does, kind of the Dak Prescott of East Texas here. Number 2 gets a big yards right there. And then Thompson going to keep it again right here, just trying to get something going. But Lovelady, I tell you what, playing their hearts and souls out tonight. They stop them on that drive. And then Emmanuel Lewis, they picked up the fumble right there. Good job. Emmanuel Lewis working hard, but nothing. And here we go. Here we go. The play that got it all going is Mr. Tristan Thompson. Look at the moves by the big guy. You cannot take him down. 84-yard touchdown as he cuts it back up the middle. Way to go, Tristan. That proved to be the big one right there. Final score in this one, 14-7. I love this matchup. Alto, 9-0, taking on Ore City, 9-2 this year. Really thought this was going to be a tight, close game, but Keenan Johnson doing his job for the Alto Yellow Jackets. How many times is he going to spin right here? Great job. Busted outside. That is a touchdown for Alto. Rumbling and stumbling. Ore City, though, would fumble the kickoff, and Alto gets it. You can't. This is stuff you got to avoid in the postseason. Ball's loose. Alto gets it. And here comes more of that Yellow Jacket offense. They are just outstanding as Johnson picked it up, and then Darren Ballance to Colton Alshire. Passes picked off by Matt Casey. Big gain right there for the Ore City Rebels in that one. But DeMontre Neal is going to make it even better. He's looking around. He's got nothing. He's going to give it up, fire it. In this one, big game by Siren Shaw. The big man keeps it in. In the end, Alto, though, after the direct snap here, would just put it to Ore City. Final score in this one, 65-29. All right, we're going to get a break in right now. Trevor Pill is standing by live. We'll get with him as soon as this break's over. Jack, take us to that right now. You're looking live, of course, at the ETFinalScore.com live Twitter page. There's Trevor right there tweeting already. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Let's head over to the Tyler Paper. That's the hub for the ETFinalScore.com website. Trevor Pill with us, as always, live from the studio in there. What's hot on Twitter? And, of course, Trevor, what do we have for round 3 of the playoffs? I know you've been sending out a lot of tweets. Tell us what you've got.
Yeah, definitely. Well, East Texas is showing up big here in week 2. Well, of course, with the win tonight, John Tyler will be taking on Rockwall Heath next Friday. The time and date is still unknown, but it's looking to be at McLean Stadium. Another matchup with schools just 14 miles apart, Gladewater and Gilmer. That is going to be a big game. They'll duke it out in the regional round in Longview at Lobo Stadium. And now Gladewater is saying the game is probably going to be at 6:30 instead of 7:30. That is something we will keep you updated on. And then we have a battle of the unbeatens. Union Grove and Alto will duke it out in Carthage. The time and date for that is also still unknown. And then the Henderson Daily News tweeted that Carlisle will meet Centerville next Friday in Lufkin, Abe Martin Stadium at 7:30 p.m. And then Tenaha will take on Normandy in the regional round as well. That's going to be Friday at Palestine High School. The time for that is still unknown. And then also just for tomorrow, Brook Hill and Gorman will square off in West Rusk at 4 p.m. The winner of that game will play either Dallas Christian or Lutheran South. We will have coverage of that game on ET Final Scores, Twitter, and Facebook. And then Longview will take on Mansfield Lake Ridge tomorrow, 3 p.m. Like you said, Eric, here at Rose Stadium. The Lobos do have a 15-game winning streak here at Rose. The winner of that game will take on McKinney North or West Mesquite.
All right, Trevor, outstanding job right there. Of course, you said it. We've still got lots of teams alive. Gladewater, Gilmer, you can't beat that. And good call on the Union Grove game. That with Alto, that's going to get a lot of pub for sure. Trevor, thank you for the time, buddy.
Not a problem.
All right, that was Trevor Pill from the Tyler Paper. Let's get right to the highlights. Tenaha, you just heard Trevor talking about. They were in Lindale tonight to face Hubbard. Early on in this one, 10-1 Tenaha getting it done. Braden Gillum passes to C.J. Horn. Nice little gain right there for C.J. Then Gillum hands off to Brandon Simpson. And Brandon, look at that crisscross move. My goodness. Adrian Peterson, DeMarco Murray, all the great backs. Wish they could do it as good as Mr. Simpson does right there. That's a touchdown for Gillum right there. Big run right there. And then that Tenaha defense just shutting down Hubbard tonight, as they always are so athletic. They play so hard. And in the end, Tenaha 40-26. They advance, moving on to play in round 3 of the playoffs. Final stop, Troop Tiger Stadium, St. Augustine in Centerville. Jamichael Roberts is going to try to get something going here early on for St. Augustine. Up top, Tyree Johnson over the shoulder. Young man. That's a big play right there. Maybe play of the night nominee. Then more offense as we go to the next highlight of the night. Fans happy there at Troop Tiger Stadium. Actually turned out to be a heck of a night. Not too much rain there as Cade Harris hands it off to C.J. Denman. C.J. Well, this guy won't go down. C.J. Man, showing the strength right there. Big time run. And then Harris hands to Tulia Pickens. And Pickens scores for the touchdown. Trevor Goolsby also in there to the big run. Let's get to the final in this one as we're about wrapping up round 2 of the playoffs. Centerville, huge win. 69-36 ending St. Augustine season. Got a couple of scores for you. Shout out to the Carlisle Indians. They are playoff bound, and they'll play Centerville, the team we just showed you beat St. Augustine right there. Way to go, Fighting Indians. Timpson goes down to Chilton 33-7, and then Redwater falls to Pottsboro 38-21. And one other score for you, Newton all over Dublin. Newton, a very good football program. They win 56-13. Final break right now. Up next, we'll update you on what we know so far for round 3, and of course, our play of the night. Don't go anywhere. Let's go to our play of the night. Alto quarterback Keenan Johnson. He may make Sports Center with this. My goodness, Keenan jumping over not one but 2 people. Unfortunately, they called a flag on the play, so the touchdown didn't stand. But that doesn't matter around here on the ET Final Score. We show you the best. And Keenan, you were the best tonight. Let's get you those scores updates. John Tyler, victorious. They win over Mansfield Summit 44-17. They'll play Rockwall Heath Friday night, maybe McLean Stadium. Not 100% yet. Gilmer, unbelievable victory over Waco Connolly tonight, 80-21. All right, they won. And then Gladewater wins 34-16 over Fairfield. And we've got it, folks. The rivalry is back. Gladewater, Gilmer, Friday night. Big-time game at Lobo Stadium. And, of course, more work to do tomorrow. Longview, Mansfield, Lake Ridge right here at Rose Stadium in Tyler. Henderson, a big game. They've been playing so good this year. Tatum, Mineola, Atlanta, Elysian Fields. And then, of course, TK Gorman, Brook Hill at West Rusk tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Going to be fun right there. Of course, watch all the highlights on the ETFinalScore.com website. This show will replay at 6:30 tomorrow if you missed anything, but you can always watch it online. Everybody, have a great weekend and Thanksgiving.